Today I am going to be answering one of your art questions about selling prints versus original artwork. Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Tara writes, "Hi Lisa, what are the general rules when selling art regarding selling originals and prints? If you sell an original painting, can you still sell prints of that piece, or is that a big no-no?" There are really only a couple of circumstances that I will not make a print of something that I painted. First, if it's celebrity or fan art. I don't make prints of that because that definitely, I don't have copyright to that. Usually most studios like Game of Thrones, I know they've encouraged artists to paint and draw things, and they'll share things that we've painted or drawn on their Tumblr account. They actually like fan art. They realize that we're basically promoting their company for free. But we don't have rights to sell it because of just the way copyrights work. If you don't understand how copyright laws work, I do have a video going over that a little bit. I'll have a card pop up here, so definitely check that out. And I know a lot of you are going to say, but I see people sell prints of their fan art all the time. Yeah, a lot of people do, and a lot of them won't get in trouble for it. But the ones that do get in trouble for it, it is an expensive mistake, because that photographer or the studio or whoever took the photo, they have rights to that. And they also probably have a lot more money than you do in order to go after you legally. So it's just not something I choose to touch. But again, some studios are fine with it. You just need to do your research. Next is if I am hired to paint a portrait of somebody's family member or of them, I'm going to check with them first. Is it okay with you if I sell prints of this artwork? That just to me seems more respectful, and this is of course assuming you have rights from the original photographer to use that photo. But I will check with the family, make sure it's okay. Most of them are totally fine with it, but occasionally some people are not going to want prints made of that. More often than not, buyers aren't going to be that terribly interested in a print of somebody else's family member, so it really doesn't matter to me. Now, when you move into pet portraits, that's a little bit different. I let people know when I've been hired to paint pet portraits that I retain rights to make prints of whatever it is that I'm painting. But other than those situations, unless I'm forgetting something, yeah, I'm going to make prints of all of the work that I sell. That is totally acceptable. You have to understand that there is a big difference between a print and an original. The original is going to hold a lot more value, and prints don't lower the value of whatever it is the original was. In many cases, it does the exact opposite. If there are 1,000 prints that people have bought of a painting, only one person gets to have the original. Most people are going to value that original much, much more because this is a more widely known painting. I've also heard artists who are worried that people aren't going to buy their originals or pay more if they can just buy a print. You have to understand, you're talking about two different target markets. Those who want originals are not the same as those who want prints on their walls. And that is not to say, it almost sounds like I'm saying one is better than the other. It's not, they're just different, and you need to know that. So it's not something that you need to worry about people saying, oh, you're not gonna sell your originals because people could just buy a print for $50 or whatever you sell your prints for. That really is not how it works. You can even go as far as doing limited edition prints where you'll charge more because they are limited edition to a certain number. So no, there is nothing wrong with having prints made of your artwork. One thing you want to keep in mind, as the artist, you hold copyright. When you have created something, that is yours. The buyer does not hold copyright, and that's something that I think a lot of people misunderstand. Now, I'm talking about if you had rights to paint that in the first place, celebrity art, fan art, that sort of thing, you don't hold copyright. The original creator or the actor or the photographer holds copyright. But anything else, your original painting, you hold copyright to that. No matter who owns the painting, you own the copyright. You are the creator. So if I sell this painting, somebody can't go, okay, I bought it, now I can make prints from it. That's not how that works. They don't get to make prints unless you've given them written permission. You can always make prints. You have that right. You are the copyright holder. And if somebody buys an original painting like this, again, we're not talking about portraits and such, but if somebody buys an original painting like this and thinks that you are not going to sell prints, then they better plan on paying a whole lot more for that painting to make up for that. But it's an unreasonable expectation of the buyer. It's known that prints will be made of the original. It's prints and the original are not the same thing at all. I have a frequently asked questions page over on my website. If you cannot find the answer to your question there, I have a section where you can submit your own question to be featured in one of these videos. I will have a card pop up here so you can check that out. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, art Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs each Saturday. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys in a couple of days.